Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'm playing Scarlet Hollow, done by Black Tabby Games. I'm going to be going through a journey with you as my subscribers and viewers. I'm excited to get into the story. I've heard a lot about it and I think it's going to be an enjoyable experience for all of us. Let's start. Quite a lot at the beginning of the game that I need to fill out. Let's see. I'm gonna be definitely female. And let's see, what traits am I gonna have? There's so many different things to choose from. I think I'm going to go by what I normally would be in real life. So let's do talk to animals. And Kenai and Booksmart is quite a difficult choice to choose between. Observant with knack for picking up small details. Well read and rational. Possesses wealth of esoteric knowledge and knowing to use it. Talented researcher. So let's do that. I think that's a good choice. You jolt awake as the bus hits a particularly nasty bump. You feel that you are just managed to start drifting off, and now here you are, awake again and still exhausted. For a moment you're hazy on the details of where exactly here is, confusing the bus with the many others that came before it. But as your mind continues to reassert its existence in the waking world, the past few days come back into focus. The long-lost cousin, the bad news, the 26 hours of bus rides with countless late-night stops in seedy depots that would have felt unsafe even in the middle of the day. You wouldn't normally find yourself traveling like this, but your cousin bought the tickets. The funeral of Helen and Scarlet, your cousin's mother, and your aunt seemed like something you shouldn't ignore, even considering your own late mother's rocky relationship with this side of the family. Fortunately, the end of your long journey is in sight. You're almost in Scarlet Hollow. So, anyway, I was saying... Oh no, he's still here. He's been sitting next to you for the past 5 hours talking about you without pause. You're not sure he even stopped when you started to doze off. At first you thought he was just being friendly, but that was several hours of one-sided conversation ago. I was up in Maryland looking for work, but mostly messing around because I was a tough teen. Me and my buddies were doing our usual prank stuff. You know, pushing joggers into the harbor, that sort of thing. Let's see, here's our first choice. Wait, what? Yeah, you know, teen stuff. So this girl comes up to us, swinging her purse, yelling about how she was going to call the cops or whatever. It was hilarious. She actually hit my friend and he said it hurt a lot, so I guessed it really was bad and not just playing. But she kept swinging, and soon enough she lost her balance and fell into the harbor on her own. We didn't even have to push her. We had a good laugh, fished her out, and her phone got soaked, so she couldn't call the cops on us. We wound up hanging out all day. Sure, what a guy. She kind of became my girlfriend after that. That's strange. And we've been on and off for about a year. So it's pretty serious. About 5 months ago she tried to break up with me. Like, for real? And geez, she ever gets so mad at you just want to like kill somebody? About 5 months ago. Yeah, sure. That's a bit rough. dude. Yeah. So many choices. I've never felt that way about another person, and I find it alarming that you have. You're young. You'll still get it when somebody tries to break your heart one day. It changes a person. Makes them think things they never thought they could. Alright, dude. I honestly could have killed the women. Why are you so excited about that? Anyway, she's giving birth to our son right now, and I'm trying to get up to Virginia to be there for it. That's a bit better. But I don't know if I'm like into this stuff. I might just wind up on a bus to New York or something instead. I always wanted to go there. Maybe it would help if you talk to someone about your feelings. Someone professional? I'm not licensed or anything, but it seems like you might have a personality disorder. Might be worth looking into. Nah, I don't need that to that kind of stuff. Bus strangers are the best therapists. I need a lot better after talking to you. I feel a lot better after talking to you. Really? Anyways, where did you say you were headed? Just a small town. You probably haven't heard of it before. That's probably Scarlet Hollow, right? Or the Hollower, as they call it in these parts. That's the only other stop until the bus turns around. I ride it pretty often, so I know. Almost nobody ever goes up that way. Though actually, I had a couple of buddies who went up there working tonight. There's a coal mine up in the holler. You see, there's always a job listing or two in the boards around there. I have never wanted to do that kind of thing myself. I like my lungs the way they are, thanks. But my buddies got desperate enough to try it. Okay. I haven't heard from them in a while. Now that I think about it, I should see if they're on Facebook. See how they're doing up there. Hope you didn't die. They didn't die. Why are you so happy about this? He looks back at the phone for once, focused on something other than you. Oh, this is me. It was lovely meeting you. Hope you don't get too bored without me around to talk to. I'll be fine. Never. Yeah, I have something for you. Right. Strider ruffles through his pack before presenting you with a dripping bag of peanuts. Right. They're boiled peanuts. I got them at the gas station a few buses back. I noticed that you haven't eaten much, so I figured you could use some more than me. I don't mind the peanuts. Plus they dripped all over my bag, so I don't want to carry them anymore. Tip, sometimes picking up a dialogue option establishes new facts about who you are. Been on the bus for hours on end. Can't remember the last time you've eaten. You snatched the peanuts from the stranger's hands, tearing open the bag like a wild animal, not even removing the shells as you consumed a fistful of soggy, savory legume. I figured you'd enjoy them. Glad they went a good home. And with that, I'll leave you. Safe travels, friend. What a weirdo. And just like that, the stranger is gone. Maybe you can finally get some sleep. Next stop, Scarlet Hollow. End of the line. Almost there. Phew. What a interesting start to this game. The bus finally comes to a stop and brakes, squealing as it deposits you in front of the Scarlet Hollow bus station. The sign at least reads bus station, but calling it that feels disingenuous. As best it's a kiosk. So for a small town like this, you're amazed there's so much as a road, let alone a bus that drives on it every day. The driver quickly shuts the doors behind you, starts the engine, kicking up dust clouds as he pulls away, eager to leave you and this place behind. Hey, Karen. You instantly recognize the worn young woman that looks from a few public photos on her Facebook page. She's your cousin, Tabitha, and she looks annoyed to be here. I'm so sorry for your loss, Tabitha. Yes, great, thank you. Okay, let's get back to the estate. I don't want to spend any more time down here than I have to. Your cousin turns and motions towards a old BMW parked near the bus kiosk. Follow her, clambering into the dusty relic. Yeah, alright, very straight and to the point. It doesn't take much driving before only signs of civilization and the car you're in and the road you're on. That also contains an icy silence as she focuses on the road. Okay, some steps that can affect the relationship with additional story. History. Okay. Return. Don't have anything here yet. How are you holding up? Fine. I know how you're feeling. I lost my mom too. I know. I can't believe we've never actually met before this. You have your mom to thank for that, or had, I guess. Strange. Is there bad blood between us? You don't know me, and I don't know that what my mom's problem was with this side of the family. Your cousin stares straight ahead. Her expression, I see. Sure. You decide to sit there in silence with your cousin as the car eases up the steep mountain road. Not getting through to her quickly. And here it is, the Scarlet Estate. Though it's been seen better days, its crumbling elegance is not lost on you. Someone used to cramped apartments in grey cities. That is quite charming. Your mother told you about this place many times before she passed, always with an anger burning beneath her words. The faded majesty of your once imagined doesn't quite compare with what's in front of you, a jarring blend of opulence and ruin. As you stare at the perched on the crumbling cliffside, you can't help but feel like it's something that should have been left to rot long, long time ago. Oh, I like old houses. You hit with a blast of dusty air and you stepped across the threshold and into the foyer. Everything in this room has been here for much longer than you've been alive, each object cemented in place with layers of dust and cobwebs. You can hear doors creak, on the hinges, and the aches and moans of ancient floorboards, and the house itself sways in the wind. Welcome to our family's humble estate. Unfortunately, due to the current state of the house, only a few rooms will be safely accessible during your stay. I wouldn't go wandering anywhere else if you value your limbs. The floors have been known to give out. Ouch. If you know what's good for you, you'll stick to your room, your bathroom, and the kitchen. And hallways, I guess. But only the hallways you need to use to get to those places. I will show you around. As you know where it's safe to walk, you can leave your bags here for the time being. The architecture here is breathtaking. Chateau's style reminiscent of the Biltmore estate. Color me marginally impressed. I didn't have you pegged as cultured. Believe it or not, this estate actually predates the Biltmore, but by nearly 3 decades. It used to be the crown jewel of the region, but times change and the attentions of the masses are ever so fickle. Shall we begin the tour? Follow me. Put your bags down and follow Tabitha through a long dusty hallway. She delicately steps over holes and tears in the floor, and you do your best to trace her steps. Kitchen. On Wednesdays, a woman from town comes and does the cleaning. Her name is Janie. I wouldn't recommend socializing with her. She'll talk your ear off. If you need any food, there's fixings of peanut butter and jelly. Don't touch my mac and cheese or my ice cream. Those are off limits. Why, I want some. And you can also access the garden through here, but it's pretty wild, so I wouldn't if I were you. Options are getting much more intense. Should we lie to her or should we be honest? I would probably be very honest in this case. You said somebody actually cleans this place? Have you ever actually seen it happen, or does this person just say they did and leave? I keep a close watch on Janie. She cleans. Alright, if you insist. Maybe it's not up to you to sleek city standards, but this is an old house, and in the country there's a level of dirt and grime you have to learn to live with, I guess. Alright, sorry. Wonderful. Now that you've done insulting my kitchen, do you have any other questions before we move on to the next part of the tour? Alright, what's next on the tour? Bathroom. Follow me. Great. I've been hours since I've gone. As the two of you leave the kitchen, you pass by a tuxedo cat sitting on the countertop. Oh, so cute. Well, I can't talk to animals, so why not approach the cat? Don't try to pet Fro. If she wants to be pet, she'll let you know. Okay then. near me parley pass. Okay, don't speak your language, but we can work on that. Okay, but can I pet you? Another filthy American sticking their business where it doesn't belong. But I love kitties. Now you may not pet me. I would sooner smear myself with sewage than be touched by your filthy ape hands. Oh, not very accommodating. Typical kitty. Oh, stop wasting my time. Let's finish the tour. Alright then. You once again follow Tabitha through a long dusty hallway. Maybe after a few nights it'll get easier to navigate these spaces, but for the time being, if you're lucky you have not fallen through the floors. Guest bedroom, bathroom. Not much to show, it's a bathroom. I'll wait outside. Do what you must if you must. It's a wretched bathroom. Piles of junk just sit untouched in the corners of the room, and mystery stains paint the floor. I can use some flies as well. Sure. Oh, that's a good question. Who exactly uses this bathroom? Guests? Come on, fellas, the jig is up. Bugs skittered from the bell as she left the seat. It's actually quiet. It's actually alright. The toilet is a toilet. Sure, it could be cleaner, but your business needs doing, and this is a good place to as any. Do what you must and rejoin your cousin out in the hall. Next up, guest bedroom. Last stop on the tour. Follow me. You and Tabitha briefly return to the foyer before climbing the stairs and reaching the guest bedroom. This is where you'll be staying. The linens are fresh. I journey washed them last week. I had to endure half an hour rant about the kid to get her to do it, so you'd better be grateful. The closet is full of old family stuff, so you can't hang up your clothes up, but you can use the dresser. It should be empty. I guess I'll start to get settled. Follow me. I'll take you back to the foyer so you can collect your belongings. Why don't we go up there without collecting the belongings first? Doesn't make sense to me. This concludes our tour. I'm afraid I must return to my duties, so you'll have to entertain yourself for the rest of the day. Don't expect to see much of me. There wouldn't happen to be a library at the estate, would there? I'm not sure what else I should do with my time. There is, but as I said earlier, most of this building is off limits. And the library is in the west wing, which is extra off limits. You're better off heading into town. I'm pretty sure there's a library there. That's an idea. Do you think you could take me to town before you leave? No, it's just down the hill. You can walk there by yourself. Okay, very rude. What kind of work do you do? I run a coal mine, same as every Scarlet who came before me. That's a bit intense. Except for you and your mom. It requires a lot of time and concentration. I should appreciate it if you didn't keep me for long. Alright then. That sounds pretty impressive and exciting. Good for you. I appreciate your enthusiasm, but I don't think it would be as exciting in the same way I don't think of cleaning a toilet or painting a wall as exciting. It's a task. Seems like a good way to look at a job. Instead of convincing yourself you have to be doing the thing you love the most, it's okay just to have a job. Yeah, exactly. Would I rather be doing something else with my life? Maybe. But I know I had to take over the company, so I think about the other stuff I could be doing. Alright. Alright, I won't keep you, but we should hang out when you get back. We'll see. There's a lot that needs to get done this week. It leaves through the front door. Oh, and a rush as well. And now it's you. You and the sprawling, decrepit estate. I've had peanuts a bit earlier. Let's do a PB&J. The only things you've had eaten in the past 8 hours was those boiled peanuts and you got from the strange young man on the bus. Suffice it to say, you're still hungry, and a PB&J sounds like exactly what you need to take the rest of the day. You head to the kitchen. You're back in the kitchen, ready to craft a beautiful peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It's a daunting task given the state of the place, but the aggressive growls of your stomach outweigh your fear of food poisoning. To get started, you'll probably need to find some peanut butter, some jelly, bread, a plate, and a knife. Let's search the fridge first. As you approach the fridge, your eyes catch note taped on the door reading, "Janie, stay out," in all caps. Below that separate handwriting at the words, "Okie dokie." You open the fridge, you already feel a deep urge to wash your hands, even though you have yet to touch anything other than the handle. Yeah, I'd rather not get on the bad side of that as well. Let's take the jelly. You reach for one of the unopened jars of grape jelly, carefully checking the expiration date. You breathe a sigh of relief when you realize it's recent. That was either purchased specifically for you, or jelly is one of the few things in this kitchen Tabitha actually uses. Probably. All you need now is a plate, a knife, and bread, and some peanut butter. Better close the fridge and keep looking. Close the fridge. You return to the kitchen, closing the fridge behind you. Let's see. Maybe the pantry? Tabitha sure loves her mac and cheese. That's for sure. Ooh, there we go. You pick up one of the non-moldy loaves of bread. Great, one step closer to satisfying snack. All you need now is a plate, a knife and some peanut butter. Ooh, you can see what it should have been on the label. The king of nut butters, and only 3% of each jar is mashed up cockroaches. That hasn't bothered me in the past. At least I know about it, but it doesn't bother me. The only thing you need now are a plate and a knife. Close the pantry door as best you can and turn back to the rest of the kitchen. Search the cabinets. The cabinet must be where Tabitha keeps the dishware and, oddly enough, the utensils. You grab a plate and butter knife. This is the last ingredient you need to make your PB&J. Time to get to work. Mug, shot glass, probably taking shots. Well, she ain't working. You close the cabinet and look back at the rest of the kitchen. Despite the state of this horrendous kitchen, you have successfully combined your 3 ingredients to make peanut butter and chili sandwich. Congratulations! You can feed yourself. I would hope so. A job well done. All of the hassle, and it took less than a minute to eat. The rest of the day lies in front of you. I'll try to approach Fro a bit later. See if I can get something out of her that's interesting. Ooh, check out the garden. Let's have a look. The garden was reclaimed by the wilderness long ago. It might not be very safe, but who's to stop you from venturing deeper? You wander further into the garden. It's quiet out there. Alright. No further investigation required, I suppose. For now. You head back inside and close the door behind you. Congratulations, you've eaten a fully day ahead of you. What do you want to do next? Let's settle into the room first. Now that you've finally eaten, your aches and pains of your journey have started to sink deep into your bones. You stumble up to the stairs to your room, suitcase in tow, eager to unwind before you face the rest of the day. You stand at the entrance of your room. You drag the suitcase over to the dresser and open the bottom drawer. Your opossum lurks within. It's quiet but angry. Oh, it's angry. Afraid. My friend, I know her. Afraid. Oh, what's your name, little guy? I'm Karen. Dustin. Ooh, nice name. What are you doing in my drawers? Warm, dark. Oh, it's not time for you to come out yet. Can you move, please? I want to put my clothes in here. No, this is Dustin house. Can you tell me about the human who lives here? Which human? Okay, I guess he doesn't know. Never mind. Thanks for the help, Dustin. Okay. I'm gonna do it. I love animals. You poor thing, you look cold in here. Gently lay the clothes on top of the creature, arranging them in a little nest. Dustin closes his mouth, somewhat more at ease than before. He looks up at you with his shiny black eyes. Oh, so cutie pie. Human is kinder, Dustin. Dustin will remember this. Close the drawer, set aside for yourself for a job well done. Let's check the closet. You can see why your cousin and you should put your clothes in the dresser instead of this closet. There must be decades of family history stacked up in here. Of course you're sharing a room with a creepy doll. You pick it up and examine it more closely. Its foot reads, property of Alexandra. No need to carry it around with you. Interesting. You close the closet behind you. Let's look out the window a bit. You can only imagine how beautiful the garden must have been in its heyday. If you own this place, you totally get out there with a shovel and some gardening gloves and whip it into shape. Well, in real life, I would definitely do so. You'd go out and pull weeds, chop trees, carve topiaries, and do whatever you need to do to return it to its former glory. And once it was all done, you'd sit by the fountain, which, of course, could have a little goldfish in it, drink a floral tea while enjoying the bird song. Yeah, you definitely do that. Just not right now. This must be an old relative of yours, judging by the dates on the inscription. You've never heard of her, but you barely heard anything about your aunt and cousin until a week ago. So that's not really a surprise. Maybe I could ask Tabitha about it, this Mary Belle Scarlet, the next time you see her. That's it, if she actually is in the mood for conversation. Well, she's a bit rude. Let's take a nap. You immediately collapse onto the bed. You're tired enough that being alone in a strange new place won't stop you from passing out. Or so you thought. You cough, a small cloud of dust rises from the mattress. The sheet might have been fresh, but everything beneath him might have been around to see the dawn of civilization. You try to settle in, but the bed is lumpy in strange places, and you can feel the springs pressing through the fabric. That is quite old. You might be tired, but you're far from tired enough to get more than a few minutes of uncomfortable napping. It doesn't seem like there's much else for you to do here right now. Let's head into town first, I think. Now that you've settled in, there's not much left for you to do here other than head out and explore the new town. You do just that. If you had known you'd wind up having to walk all the way back to town, you probably would have just asked Tabitha to leave you at the bus stop. Especially with how unhappy she seemed to see you. If only you could wipe the slate between the two of you clean and bury some of the tension. Though maybe her mother's funeral isn't the best time for something like that. Then again, maybe it's the perfect time. It's really pretty out here. Finally you made it back to town. The holler, as the guy on the bus called it, has probably seen better days. It still has the feeling of idyllic country town, but its sidewalks are cracked and many of the storefronts are boarded up, their windows dusty with age. A chill breeze sweeps through the lane and you shudder, suddenly feeling as if you're peering into a grave. Oh, doggy! Gretchen, come back! Quit bothering people. I do declare, who is this stranger? And why does she smell of peanut butter? Sorry about that. Gretchen can be very slippery when she wants to be. She loves to get loose and cause havoc. It's nice to meet you, Gretchen. I'm Karen. Oh my, I can't remember the last time I met a newcomer who was so wonderfully polite. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Karen. That's a funnier way to introduce yourself. I'm Stella. It's not often I see a strange face up in the hollow. Every now and then there's new crop of coal folks, but you don't look dusty enough for that. You aren't in town for the funeral, are you? The Scarlet funeral? Yep, I just got into town today. Wow, I didn't think there would be anyone else coming. Are you staying with Tabby? How's she holding up? Upon mentioning of your cousin, Gretchen mutters under her breath. One of these days I'll get that Tabitha to pet me. Want her to pet you? I haven't seen her since Pearlin passed, or for a while before that, now that I think about it. Even though we just met a couple of hours ago, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't worried about her. She's always been a little rough around the edges, but I figured she's probably having a rough go of things. She and her mom were really close. To think she's been up at the old mansion all by herself. It's probably be good for her now that you're staying there, even if she doesn't think so herself. How long have you known her? Oh, quite a long time. The town's really small and everybody known everybody else as far back as they can remember. Tabby and I got a little close when we were both in school's production of A Midsummer Night's Dream. I was Puck and she was Mustard Seed. As you might have expected, she was more of a little prickly, but I managed to soften her up a bit in the end. But then she graduated, and that was that. I haven't seen the girl or her horrible little cat since I was middle-aged. Oh, before it slips my mind, if you're staying up in that spooky old mansion, you must have met the Frau. How does that monster fare? Yeah, I've met Frau. She might think she's so much better than me, but I will let her pet me, even if it's the last thing I do. Wait, what? Are you messing with me? You can't actually talk to my dog, right? Alas, you have discovered my dark and terrible secret. I can talk to animals, and animals can talk to me. Your dog sounds really like a southern belle when she talks. Yeah, of course you're joking. You think so? You and Stella maintain silent, awkward eye contact. Well, next time you see the devil, please send my regards and let her know that not only do I still crawl bread, but that I very much still plan to outlive her. Oh, if you just got to town, you must be starving. I was just on my way to diner for a coffee, and they got amazing biscuits. My treat. Sure, why not? Awesome, let's go. Ooh, full house, eh? A pleasant aroma of greasy breakfast food hangs heavy in the air. In contrast with the empty, lifeless atmosphere of the family estate, the diner is filled with the comforting dine of human life. All of which grinds to a sudden halt as the patrons realize that a stranger's entered the establishment. Oh no. You slide into the nearest booth, pretending that you didn't notice everyone in the diner gawking at you like they've seen Bigfoot. Maybe I'm Bigfoot. Don't need to be so shy. They don't meet many strangers. It's kind of a big deal when someone new wanders into town, especially since, well, they probably all know that you're here for, but by extension, who you're related to. Even if you don't know anybody, it's not easy keeping secrets in a town this size. Hey Stella, I went ahead and fixed up your coffee. I quietly placed a cup of coffee in front of Stella. And yes, some bacon for the little lady. For me? For me? Rachel sniffs the bacon and digs in. Anything for you? The name's Avery. I'll be taking care of you today. Thanks a lot. Could I have a biscuit and coffee, please? I heard they were really good. Best in the country. Avery pours the fragrant brew into the empty mug in front of you. They linger after pouring the coffee, turning to you nervously. Oh, and I'm sorry for your loss. Before you have the chance to respond, they're gone. Glad you took my advice with the biscuit. You won't regret it. Anyways, the funeral's not till Sunday, right? That gives you quite a bit of time to slum around town. I'm trying to think if there are any cool events going on this week. There's always the reading adventure at the library, which is supposed to be for little kids, but I do it every month anyway. And I'm pretty sure Avery's throwing a party Saturday night, so that's fun to look forward to. And there's the weekly Sunday potluck. That should be right after the funeral too, so it'll be a special occasion. It's a shame the reading adventures for kids. I was excited for something to do at the library. Just because it's for kids doesn't mean it isn't fun, and Oscar's all about keeping things on theme. So this month, it's a bunch of ghost stories. Ooh, nice. I think he's calling it spooky bookies. You know how the ghost would say it. Oh my god, that's perfect. Cool. We should check it out this week. But that's really just an afternoon. Any idea what you want to do for the rest of the week? How's the general selection at the library outside of the reading adventure stuff? It's great. I spend a lot of time there myself. In fact, I was working in the library most of the morning. I ran into you just as I was leaving. Oscar does a great job of stocking the place. Once he gets to know you, he'll compile the big list of books that he thinks you'd like, and he's always right. He might as well label the sections by townsperson. For me, it's a bunch of books on cryptids and weird supernatural stuff. He manages to track down some really rare sources. Before Stella can finish, Avery returns biscuit in tow. Is there nothing else coming for me? Gosh, if I had known this plate of bacon would be my main only course, I would have waited before digging in. Here's your biscuit. When he says it's on the house, she sends her condolences. Aww. You didn't have to do that. No worries. Hope you enjoy it. You pick up the biscuit. It's delicate and fluffy. It nearly crumbles at your touch. Buttery warmth emanates from its surface. You take a bite. It melts in your mouth as if it was nothing but butter suspended in a thin matrix of dough. Truly, this is a perfect biscuit. Wow, this is really good biscuit. Wow. I'm so glad you like it. Avery lingers at the table for a moment. So, has Stella mentioned that she's famous? Oh, Avery, I'm not famous. You're the only person I know who's been on the news. If that's not famous, then I don't know what is. Stella says. I'm a YouTuber. Too. Oh, cool. What kind of videos do you do? She hunts cryptids. Sounds like something I would love to do. You should really check out her channel, Karen. It's amazing. I think the best video start with would be the river one. You know, the controversial one. Oh yeah, the Catawba River Runner. I didn't expect much out of the footage at the time, but it's really wound up doing numbers. So the River Runner is a cryptid that's only known from a single sighting. Two Boy Scouts thought they saw something big and weird in the Catawba River. And that's all I had to go on. But then I wound up catching this on camera. Stella pulls out the phone and shows you a clip of something in the river. Almost like a Nessie situation. Some folks said it was a beaver, but if that was the case, I'd be at least twice the size of any beaver I've seen. I also had people saying it was a dog or even a capybara that must have escaped from a local wildlife sanctuary. It was a mountain lion. I could smell it existing from miles away. I'm still not sure what it was. I'm the one who saw the thing with my own two eyes. Oh yeah, that's totally dog. Oh wait, it's a beaver? Hold on just a second here. What is that? What? The comment section went nuts with the footage, and from there it spread on Twitter pretty fast. There were polls for days. I even had actual experts weighing in. It was all a really cool experience. And it meant the video did some pretty great numbers. Personally, I'm a fan of the capybara theory. There's always people keeping those things as exotic pets. It's true. Kind of a sewer-gated type situation. Yeah, exactly. Some exotic pet owners set it free and now it will forever roam like Ottawa, confusing Boy Scouts and YouTube commenters for years to come. So speaking of things to do around town, I was actually planning on filming this week's video tonight. I was wondering if maybe you'd want to come along. It's pretty easy one this week. We wouldn't have to camp anywhere. It's gonna go after the... Wait, no spoilers! I should probably get back to it instead of standing around chatting with friends. Anyway, see you all around. Now that the coast is clear, I'm going to off skunk. Interesting. Tell me more. Well, it's kind of like Bigfoot, only smellier. Most skunk ape sightings are from Florida, but while I was doing research for last week's video, I came across the part where a lady from the town over claimed to have seen one of her deck playing tug of war with her dog. And as I leave no stone unturned, I decided it was worth investigating. So what do you say? Want to tag along? Hold the camera for me while I narrate against the darkening sky. That sort of thing. It depends. Are you going to be there, Gretchen? Oh, naturally. I wouldn't want any misfortune to befall my beloved Stella. I must say, by her side, through thick and thin, however odd her passions may be. Of course, it's actually been a while since I had anyone but Gretchen out there with me. Say no more. I'm in. This is going to be a lot of fun. I actually started the channel with a couple of buddies of mine back in middle school, and it's going to be like a blast from the past. I miss those two. Our videos were terrible. You know, that gets me thinking. I wonder if they'd be known for some to come along with us. Get the old gang back together. Though I guess Kanika has to close out the general store tonight, so I'm pretty sure she's a no-go. But Reese, I think there's a decent chance we could get him to come out in his cave, if he's up for it. Do you mind if I make a quick call? Stella pulls out her phone and dials, waiting while it rings. Reese, dude, what's up? Feels like it's been forever. Oh man, I'm so sorry to hear that. Do you want me to come by, or? Okay, if you're really sure, but if you change your mind. Oh, I was just calling to ask if you wanted to come out to the woods tonight. I met somebody cool in town today. She's Tabitha's cousin. I know. Yeah, just here for the week. Anyway, we're going out to look for skunk ape. We could take the easier trails if that would help. Dang man, that sounds awful. I hope you take it easy tonight. I'll swing by sometime this week and we can have a more low-key hangout. How's that? Yeah, I'll bring her. Talk to you soon. Bye, bud. Reese, there's always been something off about that boy. I never did like the smell of him. Looks like it's just you and me, pal. Is he okay? He's not feeling well, that's all. He's had a lot going on in the past, 10 years or so. But I feel like it's gotten a lot worse recently. I can't remember the last time I saw him leave his house. Oh well, it's not my place to talk about, really. I just got a little excited, thinking about having him along again. He's hilarious. You'd love him. We should swing by his place sometime this week. That'd be nice. I'd love to meet your friends. Awesome. I'll make it happen. He's definitely the trickier one to meet. Kanika is much easier to track down since she's at the general store basically every day. But friendship can wait. We've got a skunk ape to hunt. So we should probably head out if we want to make it up to the mountain before it's too dark. Come on, let's blow this popsicle stand. You pause before getting up. Maybe it's time to make a good first impression. You reach into your pocket and pull out a crumpled $5 bill. You know it's a bit more than one would expect to get from such a short dining experience, but you might as well share the wealth while you've got it. You smooth out the bill before placing it on the table inconspicuously. Oh, that's awesome of you. Everyone will appreciate that, I'm sure. Stella turns to leave the diner with you following close behind. Wow, what a journey this has been turning out to be. It hadn't been very cold when you first arrived in town, but as the sun dips closer and closer to the horizon, a chill descends upon the hollow, and you see your situation with renewed clarity. You're in a new place far from civilization, and the people you know following someone you just met into a dark forest in search of monsters. You feel strangely calm. The setting sun paints beautiful colors in the sky. Fresh air fills your lungs, and a pleasant birds and pleasant songs of crickets thrill around you at night descends. This is where you're supposed to be, with Stella by your side, a sweet smile on her face, and Gretchen plodding along in front without a care in the world. Gotta love this brisk walk weather. This weather. The past summer was the hottest on record since last year at least. You know how in these days each summer is the hottest yet until the next summer, which always finds a way to be much worse. It's just so nice to feel the chill in the air and see the leaves change like normalcy is restored, if only for a moment. I love autumn. It's my favorite time of the year. Sorry if that was a bit of a bummer. We should talk about something more fun, like skunk games. What's the weirdest thing you've seen out here, other than anything cryptid related, of course? Oh gosh, that's a good one. Let me think. Well, there's always the deer I saw stealing baby birds out of the nest and eating them. Wait, what? That was pretty messed up. My goodness. But I think most people know about that these days. I've seen tons of videos of other deer doing it, so I'm not sure if it counts as weird anymore. Oh, Titna's Lake. That's definitely the weirdest. It's 5 foot deep, 30-foot wide pile of old cans and bottles, assorted garbage with grass and trees growing on it, so you could barely tell it was there until you stepped on it. Wow. It was practically solid ground with how much it had been compressed, but you could still fall through if you weren't careful, hence the name. Be up to your shorts if you want to mess around there. It's all stuff from the 50s too, which is super neat. I salvaged a few bottles that I keep on my dresser as a little souvenir. Do you ever hunt things that aren't cryptids? You know, like ghosts, demons, werewolves, that sort of thing? Yeah, for sure. I used to go after all sorts of spooky stuff. I never had much luck though, especially when it came to ghosts. Oh, little Gretchen there in the back, sniffing at everything. Back when I was started doing solo videos, I'd go into all sorts of old abandoned buildings, hoping I'd stumble across some sort of activity. But nothing ever happened. It was always just me and my camera in an old house getting worked up over a gust of wind or a creaked floorboard. When all's said and done, I've just been a lot luckier with cryptids. I want to believe in ghosts so bad. I can't rule out the possibility there really are true hauntings out there, but if there are, I sure as heck haven't seen any myself. Werewolves I kind of lump in with cryptids. I'd be shocked if there actually were people out there who turned into animals. But werewolf lore lines up pretty well with the great beast genre of cryptid. As for demons, I don't know. I honestly don't even want to consider the possibility that they exist, because if they are really out there, a lot of folks are doomed for an eternity of flames. So let's hope all of that's just bunk, am I right? What about aliens? Don't even get me started. Did you see those UFO videos the government declassified? Aliens are definitely real, and they have absolutely visited Earth. Like, I believe in aliens way more than I believe in cryptids. I adore my darling Stella, but she gets the strangest ideas in her head these days. Ever since her parents went away, she's been more and more full-heartedly with all the critter nonsense. You don't see me hunting aliens out here because we know they're real. I do believe aliens exist, but I'm not too sure they've visited Earth. The chance that anything beyond a single-celled organism exists anywhere else enough to realistically travel to Earth, combined with even smaller chance of those life forms existing at the same time as us, combined with the even smaller chance that the organisms have invented perfect space travel to the extent that they can casually visit other worlds. Those chances are low. Let me just say that much. Low, but not zero. You know. Anyway, agree to disagree, but I've heard some neat stories. I know somebody who knows somebody who heard a story from this trucker in Fayetteville. His truck stopped in the middle of the road, just shut down completely, even though he had full tank of gas. And suddenly it looked like daylight outside. You could see cows out of the fields, birds in the sky. Then this metallic-like egg thing appeared, floating in front of his truck. He passed out, and when he woke up, he was missing one of his pinkies. It was like he had never even been there. It was just smooth skin, where a pinky should be. I know it's a second-hand source, but there's plenty more like that if they are true. Huh? That's pretty interesting. Maybe I could come around on this eventually, if there's more proof. Do I ever have more proof? Once we're back in civilization, I have a stockpile of videos and interviews that blow your mind. Are you really expecting to find anything out here? That's fair. We are hunting a creature that's stayed hidden from humans long enough to gain a mythic reputation. What are the odds of something like that popping out to star on my little YouTube channel? But hey, the chances are never zero, right? Has anything bad ever happened on one of these hikes? You know, just curious. Let me think. There was that one back in early high school when Reese fell down a cliff. Oh no. But he was fine. He had some folks from town rig up a pulley and get him out of the ravine, and his leg only took a week or two to heal. All in all, not too bad. Though I guess there was also the time I was out here alone and kinda got stuck in a cave. I was getting great footage, what I thought was a family of wampus cats, but I wasn't able to wiggle my way back out. Turns out they were wampus cats who were actually skunks, who were very much did not appreciate me blocking the entrance to their hidey holy. And instead of running for help, Gretchen just sat outside bored to tears. Lashy, she is not. I object to that accusation. I made sure to give those nasty little skunks a piece of my mind, and that's what I did. And I kept Stella company, just as she would for me, if I decided to hide in a hole for hours. It took about an hour to get loose, which was pretty intense. But I feel tomato juice balls later. I was trying to strain. I could have been a lot worse. Sure, tomato juice balls, okay. And there was that time I accidentally stumbled upon old Duke's property. Nearly got my head shot off. That's dangerous. But that happens to everybody sooner or later. I barely counted. So yeah, these hikes aren't really that dangerous, all things considered. Did you hear that? Oh, I most certainly did. Oh, calm down, Gretchen, you old mutt. Oh, Duke, you rascal. Phew, sorry for getting spooked, Duke. I thought you were some creature out of darkness. Nah, girlie, pistol, Duke. Now what the hell are you looking for way out here? Skunk ape? Sorry, I asked. And who's this you suckered into coming with you? Wait, let's think. You aren't... Is that Yep. I see. Welcome to the Hollow. My condolences. I'll keep you in my prayers. Now both of you will head back to town, you hear? It's best you steer clear of this area tonight. I'm out dealing with my own critters, and won't be too appreciative if a couple of fools with their cameras scare away the more sensitive wildlife. What are you hunting tonight? Something tall and hairy? Something musky? You see something like that recently? Wouldn't you like to know? You never could stay in your business, Stella Richmond. Put that damn camera down. Oh, come on, Duke. Maybe I could help out. I'm pretty good at tracking. You know, I learned from the best. That you did, but I've yet to see a shred of proof that you listened to any of it. That way you tromp around the woods at night, yelling about chunka bass or what have you. Something's been getting my chickens. I've lost 3 this week and can't afford to lose many more than that. Huh? I wonder if skunk ape has a taste for chicken. Now see, this is why I don't come out to you about these things. It ain't no skunk ape, whatever the hell that is. I know exactly what it is. But I know you won't believe me if I tell you. Would you? You don't think it is. I do actually. It's those damn mountain lions. They're out there, Stella. I don't care what your little investigation turned up. You have been out in these woods as long as I have. Those sons of bitches are sneaky. Of course you wouldn't find any one night of tracking. And I know for a fact that it's been getting at chickens. I couldn't be anything. It couldn't be anything else. I'm telling you, man, mountain lions are extinct in these parts. There hasn't been an actual sighting since the 1990s. And even those were iffy. It's true. Well, mountain lions out here as sure as sin. They peel with the best trees. Can't believe you go out there on your YouTube saying some river monster spotted by a couple of school-aged Boy Scouts have seen 100% confirmed, yet Appalachian cougars are some kind of far-fetched fantasy made up by geezers like me. You made me look like a fool. I read those comments people were posting on your video. I'm sorry, Duke. I didn't mean to sick anybody on you. I just don't think it's plausible. You'll eat those words when I come carrying a mountain lion corpse out of those woods at dawn. And if you two don't want a face full of buckshot, I suggest you run home and stay out of these woods tonight. You stand awkwardly by as the two continue to argue. Duke, you're just wasting your time. Give us just one night out there to see what we can find, and I'm sure we can get to the bottom of this. Yeah, right. You get some shaky footage of a raccoon and claim it's here for the unknown creature that has heat ray vision or some such nonsense. I know what I'm looking for, that there's no way I'm backing down. But I've got a film tonight. The video needs to be out by tomorrow evening so I can keep it on schedule. If I miss an update, I might lose my new sponsor, and who knows what they'll mean for my career. You ain't the only one on a schedule. As you well know, my boy Bo and me are headed down to the state fair to show off Big Betty. We'll be gone here a whole week, so our chicken coop might as well have a big old "you can eat" sign on it. You know how I feel about my chickens. I couldn't take it if I lost any more of my poor little ladies. Let just go, Stella. He's not gonna budge. You're right, no point in losing any more time arguing. Fine, we'll head back to town. Break a leg out there, Duke. Break a what now? Good luck, old man. Alright, have a nice night, y'all. What a fun guy. As you and Stella return to the trail, she carefully looks back the way you came. Okay, the coast is clear. There's no way we're letting Duke itch us out that easily. Come on, I know a trail that'll let us get around here. Yeah, forget this match. Lead the way. Yes! And trust me, we don't have anything to worry about from old Duke or his shotgun. I've gone around out hunting with him before. The man sounds like a truck crashing through the trees when he walks. So he'll be scaring off everything. And if we do cross paths, we'll hear him long before he catches wind of us. The trail just up this way. Let's go! Alright, this looks like a good shot. Mind holding the camera? She hands you the camera and takes position. As night falls, my new assistant, the mysterious Chiron, and I find ourselves on high hill in the Blue Ridge Mountains. We'll well begin our hunt for the elusive yet pungent skunk. Though mostly encountered in Florida, this possible relative of Bigfoot has been spotted all along the southeast edge of the United States, including right in this very country. Here's hoping we get a glimpse tonight. We'll check back once we're on the trail. Until then, stay searching Stellars and keep digging Gretchens. I can take that camera off your hands for now. We'll be able to start tracking scenes once the sun sets all the way. In the meantime, we get to take all this gorgeous scenery. Well, guys, I'm going to stop it here for now, while we're on the search and the hunt for the big smelly ape. Thank you very much for watching my video, and please like and subscribe. It will help me tremendously, and I would really recommend you catching us in the next video. Alright then, goodbye.